Holistic connection. Let's heal. Holistic connection. Let's learn. Holistic connection. Let's grow. Holistic connection. Let's be real.
Hello, everyone. This is Pamela Topchian, your host for Holistic Connections, Conversations with Holistic Practitioners. And today we're meeting with Andreea all the way from Romania. I'm in the US, in case you didn't know, but we have the internet. So yay, we can meet with Andreea today and hear about all that she has to offer. So welcome, Andreea. And if you could share a little bit about yourself, who you are, and what you do in the holistic healing world, please.
Hi, Pamela and everybody. I'm Andreea. I'm 38. I work as a therapist, also as a systemic constellation facilitator. And now I'm studying with Gabor Maté, compassionate inquiry. I'm level 2. And I must say I'm very amazed by his method, and it totally changed the way I do therapy.
Yeah. Yeah, so amazing. So I have read some of Gabor Mate's books. I have followed him for many years. I did not even know that he had this course. I can't imagine the value you're getting out of that. It's got to be just absolutely amazing. So you're at level 2 right now. So how many levels are there for that?
One more, level 3,
Oh,
and
okay.
then we graduate, the first step, and then comes the mentorship, and then you get your license as an official a CI practitioner.
Nice, nice.
Yeah,
Awesome. So how did you come across that? How did you find that?
the internet.
Just the internet, yeah.
Yeah, I was searching for an international program.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I finished university of psychology here, and
Yeah.
the programs here didn't feel like they're enough. And searching the internet, I found compassionate internet and internal family systems. And I applied to both of them, but compassionate inquiry gave me the acceptance first, and
There you
and I
go.
could, yeah, and I found my path. It's also nice because I have like IFS methods in compassionate inquiry, so I get to learn them both.
Nice. That's great. So how did you first become interested? Was it because the psychology degree or the education didn't feel like enough or didn't feel as holistic or fully encompassing enough? Is that how you got
Uh,
started in looking for something more?
Yeah, so we have the scientific part,
Yeah.
and we also have the holistic part, and I
Right.
wanted to get the best out of the both worlds. And just the name compassionate,
Hmm.
it spoke to me because I needed that in my life as a human being and also as a therapist. And yeah, I didn't grow up in a compassionate environment. And yeah, I had a lot of challenges growing up and just developing as a young woman. And I discovered therapy, and after years of therapy, I found myself starting to give like small therapy sessions to my friends. And yeah, I
That's
enjoyed
great.
it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really nice to share the knowledge. And look, I this helped me heal or recover from this. Maybe you can benefit from this as well. And I thought to myself, okay, maybe I can do this. I must admit it wasn't easy. I had a lot of doubts at first
Mhm.
because given my past, I was always like, oh, but therapists must be these great Zen masters that had this great Zen life.
Right, right.
Yeah, and I find out no, it's not like that actually. I talk to my colleagues, and yeah, most of us come from different backgrounds, but we didn't get the attention and the nurturing that we needed as children. So now we become healers. We want to give something back to those who need it because we know how it's like not have it in your life.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think a lot of people come to assisting others on their healing journey through needing that themselves or going through that themselves. So once they're on the other side of that, then it's like, oh my gosh, there's so many other people that I know that could benefit from this, that could use this. And, I would love to be that person to help guide those people through their healing journeys. So I think that's more often the case than, somebody that is like a spiritual guru or a healing guru. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I
you're
think
right.
even a lot of them, because of course they're usually older people, but I think a lot of them come by it the same way. So they have been through some serious issues in their
Yeah,
childhood or young adulthood, and then they just have, evolved throughout their journey of helping others, and then they are authors usually, and then like, Gabor Maté, he had some issues as
yeah.
well as a child. So that's great. I love that. We mentioned you're in Romania. Do you work with people in person or virtually or both?
Only virtually because
Okay.
live in a small town and people came to me via internet, and I started working with people all over the country, and then I had some people abroad because of this program. It's international, and it was only natural to discover people living abroad, and yeah, it's easier for me to do everything online.
Nice, nice. Yeah, so you can work with people all over the world,
Yeah,
right? Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
that's so yeah, I'm old, so it just amazes me still. That's so
Yeah,
great.
I think it's amazing for people on over 30 because we
Yeah.
didn't grow up with the internet and we had a landline, and we're like, wow, now we can communicate. You're in the US and I'm across the world, and here
Yeah.
we are, even with the time zone differences. I mean, we can still work it out and find some time, and it's nice because we get to connect with people with whom otherwise we couldn't connect.
Yeah.
And it's nice. It's nice to feel like different energy. Mostly my clients are in Romania.
Okay.
I have only a few abroad because I just started offering English sessions.
Ah,
I must admit, I was a bit afraid at first and self-conscious, so because of the accent, and maybe I will have trouble finding my words. As soon as the course started, I found myself that it's easier than my mind said it would be, and my mind was trying to trick me and stay in this comfort zone. It's easier.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you sound great. I mean, there's no
Oh, thank
issue. I
you.
mean, there's no issue understanding you through your accents and the systemic family constellations. So
Yeah.
if could you explain to people what that is for anybody who maybe never even heard of that before?
Okay, so it's a method developed by Bert Hellinger, and basically you have an intention. I will mention it like very quickly, and in order for people to have a better understanding. You have an intention. So if you have a problem in your life, let's say you want to have a better relationship with your parents. Okay, so you pick a person or an object if it's one-on-one because it's doable. So you pick a person or an object to represent your intention. So that energy goes into that person. Then you pick a representative for yourself because it's important to see things from the outside, to have that perspective. So not
Mm,
be involved because you're already involved in your story, in your problems.
yeah.
And it's better to have that perspective, that outside perspective. And then usually you have representative for your parents, or I don't know if you have situations with your your spouse or your children, but you have to start small. So don't like have 10 people all at once because it will be confusing for the person working. And then you just wait for a bit and simply let the energy field speak. because the persons that embody that energy of your intention or of yourself or your parents will have a movement, and it will go like into the corner, it will hide, or it will be angry, and you have to question him or her, like, what do you feel right now? What do you want to do? And I want to stay away from. And then you realize there is an issue. It's an issue with the love, because it's always important to let the love flow right through us. And if something happened in the past with yourself, or maybe in your family with your parents, that love gets cut off, and then we feel it as parents, as children. Usually the last one in the family feels it, so the smallest one, because it just gets passed on, or a parent of the last one, because if we have like small children and they're our mirrors, and we want to, okay, I have a problem with my daughter or with my son. Actually, you don't have a problem. Your child is only mirroring the problems in our personal families. Just try to understand what happened and accept, make the person that's working, okay, see what's happening. So your mom had this problem growing up. So look at your mom as a child, and have compassion and love for that small child, even if it's your mom. And now have compassion and love for your mother, because it will always be your mother, and it will always be bigger, like older. And this is very important in family constellation, because this order is very important. So parents and children, and it's important the children, how are they are born, like firstborn, secondborn, is very important to have this information as well.
Okay.
And yeah, usually at the end of it, you have like a small soul movement, because you get to feel the love. Your parents maybe get to feel the love that they needed as children from their parents. And then you take that small crack, so to say, that small crack where the light and love enters, and then you go back into your life and try to nurture it and grow it, because sometimes life takes over and we forget about that, and maybe we come back and do another session in a couple of months and see things differently, because not one constellation is the same as another, even if you have the same intention in your head, like to start. It's not the same, because you saw something in the first one, and you get to see something else. Maybe something similar, maybe it's in your mother's side of the family or your father's side. I don't know. It has a lot of possibilities, but
Yeah.
it's really nice, and I really, really like them, because you can actually feel, and if you're in a group, it's more powerful,
Okay.
because the energy is more powerful, and you can actually feel the movement, and when the moment the love starts flowing in that person's life again, because you just breathe again, and that's always okay. Now you can breathe. I always tell to my clients, how are you breathing right now? It's like, oh, I didn't realize that I can actually breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there was a block or something
Yeah.
stuck, and then
Yeah.
it was released, and like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know that was in there. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
So even if the parents have passed away, does that matter at all? It doesn't.
No.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
Good, good.
it's not gonna change the parents' life, even if they're
Okay.
alive.
Okay.
So, no, they have to do their own work.
Yeah.
But it will change the dynamic of the
Yeah.
person with their parents, so they can maybe set up boundaries. They will not be afraid. Maybe they will look at their parents with love again.
Just having that the perspective change and the feeling, the energy and the feeling between two people, even if it's just one side, that now I am more aware and now I have a different perspective with another person. That's how would that not change the dynamic between the two? So yeah,
Yeah.
that's great. And that reminds me of a quote that you have, and I'm not sure if I saw it on Instagram or where, but you said, I create a safe space for the parts of you that want to be heard. So that sounds exactly like what you just described. So I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Perfect.
you can make a systemic constellation with parts, not only family members. So you have the
Ah,
intention, and then you have, okay, this is me when I was 5, and this happened to me. This is me when I was 10, and this happened to me. And you get to communicate with those parts, and you get to observe them, so you don't identify with them anymore,
yeah.
and you get to unburden them, and then they all our parts have these qualities, even if they are burdened, and maybe they have some coping mechanisms. But if you manage to listen to them and understand that their burdens, they have a lot of skills to give us and just make our lives better.
Yeah, yeah, nice. I love that. Thank you. So when people first contact you, what are some of the misconceptions about the family constellations that you do?
That it's magic, and that it will magically change their lives. If you see how the dynamic works and do some changes and some accepting, then you will, tomorrow you will wake up another person, and
Yeah.
everything in your life will be changed. Now you have to do the work, and I recommend my clients that they have therapy
Mm-hmm.
after constellations, because that is not therapy. That is just like a book that open for
Yeah.
you, and then you have to take the book and read it for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. We can't just, okay, I have the book, now I know it all. You've got to
Yeah,
actually read
yeah,
it.
you wrote, read a quote, and I know.
Yeah.
No, that's just a quote, and you have to do the work, because we have a lot of parts that are wounded and that need
Mm-hmm.
our attention, and you get to see one thing, but you have to see like all of your dynamics in order to heal. And okay, I'm a balanced person. I'm emotionally mature,
Yeah.
because yeah, that's what I think we are lacking as human beings, at least here in my country. I don't, I can speak for like each and every country, but I think we need to grow up a
I
bit.
agree. I agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that those, what you were describing with the family constellations, that can really help because it is
Yeah.
maturity to be able to open yourself up and to be able to look at these parts and to be able to look at yourself as a child and look at your parents and the things that they went through in their lives. I think that takes maturity to get to that point to where you're ready to heal those aspects of your life. So, yeah. Yeah, I think that people that come to you and are interested in your services there for the systemic family constellations, I think they're already at that point. So your clients are in the process of sort of growing up, than maybe some others. So yeah, I think that's definitely something needed. Um, so let's talk about where people can find you. Where's the best place for people to reach out to you?
Right now,
And
I'm only on Instagram and Facebook. I'm working on my website
okay.
as well, and then they can find me just by typing my name. I grew up with Instagram, and I'm used to using it a lot. So
Yeah.
mostly my communication with my clients, or at least they contact me on Instagram
Okay.
mostly.
What is that name? What is your name on Instagram?
Terapeut Andreea. Yeah, like
Okay.
therapist Andreea.
Okay.
I think I will change it in English to be easier,
Mm.
because we as Romanians were used to reading things in English, and it won't be a
Ah,
problem for my clients.
okay. So right now though, so that's TERAPEUT dot ANDREEA. That's correct?
Uh, yeah. Yeah.
right now, and that may change. So we are recording this in December, and this will not air until later in January. So if your website is up, I will add that link below, and whatever your Instagram is at that point, I
Yeah.
will make sure it's the correct one for the time that it's released. So, and on Facebook, is it just your name?
It's also the same as Instagram.
Okay. So the compassionate inquiry from Gabor Mate's program. Does that, how does that relate with what you're already doing? Or is it completely a different service?
No, it's not a different service. Actually, Gabor mentioned the systemic constellation in a few of his workshops and
Mm-hmm.
recommended them. They work because in compassionate inquiry, you get to have compassion for yourself, for your parts, and th of course, you will have compassion for your parents, your siblings, absolutely everybody around you, because you will embody that compassion in your life. So family constellations help embody that compassion because it helps you, okay, this is your story, this is your parents' story, and I think that two of them work perfectly together
Yeah.
because one helps the other actually.
Yeah. Nice. Really nice. I can't wait to learn more and can't wait for you to have your website up and to be able to look through that. So, is there anything else that you would like to share or make sure that people know before we end today?
Yeah, I want people to know if they're interested in starting therapy, that they should just have the courage to do it and not have any negative thoughts like or what's going to be or can I say this, can I say that?
Mm,
Just have a try session with anybody and see if it's a match. You're a match with that therapist. It's very
yeah.
important to have the same energy with your therapist, and if it doesn't work out, to just find another one, because nowadays it's easier to find
Yeah.
a therapist. And also for my fellow therapist, I would like to, as a client, I would like to point out that sometimes we tend to have the rates or prices a bit high, and we need to understand that sometimes people struggle and need to, okay, so this month is therapy or it's rent, and it's not fair. I understand that it's hard for all of us, but it's important to have affordable mental health care for everybody because it's a tough world
Yeah.
sometimes out there, and we need to support each other. It's not about getting rich. Okay,
Right.
if you break even, it's okay. It's not about profit. It's about being there for another person.
Yeah, I think any type of therapist or holistic practitioner or any practitioner, you really need to check in with yourself too and ask yourself why you're doing the work that you're doing. Is it to really to assist others on their healing journey, to assist others in their path of wellness, or are you doing it for recognition or money? Like you said, not everybody who could benefit from your services is going to be able to afford more. But yeah, yeah, absolutely. I'm so glad that you said that because there's too much of that out there.
It's okay. I was a client myself in therapy, and
Yeah.
being a single mother, it was hard for me to have like 4 sessions a month and still be able to afford groceries.
Yeah.
And I have to think about this because it's not like a one-time session.
Right.
It's like a regular session, and people need to be able to afford it.
Yeah. So thank you so much for being my guest. And
Thank you
we
so
will,
much for having me.
you're so welcome. And it was a pleasure to meet you. We'll have all the links for your Instagram, your Facebook, and when your website is up, we will put that one down there as well. And so everybody who's watching or listening, please look at the description below on YouTube or the show notes if you're watching or listening on a podcast platform. So thank you again, Andrea.
Thank you. It was really nice. Thank you.